The NCHC hosts a top 5 showdown and 3 more series with crucial standings points on the line. We've got a look ahead in this week's NCHC Morning Skate. The conference's top 2 teams face off this weekend as number 3 Denver travels to number 4 St. Cloud State. The Pios are on a roll, blanking Miami last weekend with matching 7-0 scores each night. On Friday, Carter King had a hat trick, and both Massimo Rizzo and Tristan Brose notched 2 assists each. The next night, Brose had a Texas hat trick, 4 goals, tying an NCHC record, while 5 other players notched multiple-point games. Behind it all, senior Magnus Krona stopped all 40 shots he faced for the weekend to easily pick up NCHC Goaltender of the Week honors. Brose was the forward of the week for finishing with 4 goals and 6 points, while teammate Sean Behrens was the defenseman of the week for notching a goal and 2 assists. St. Cloud State split last weekend against visiting Colorado College. One night after losing to the Tigers 4-2, the Huskies stormed back for a 4-0 victory behind 27 saves from former Tiger Dominic Bassi. 4 different players scored, including fellow former Tiger Grant Cruikshank, who moved into a tie for 3rd nationally with his 15th goal of the year. Earlier this year, SCSU and DU split a series in Denver. The Huskies won in overtime the first night, while the Pioneers prevailed by a goal in the series finale. 10th-ranked Western Michigan is on the road again this weekend, visiting Colorado College. The Broncos are riding high after sweeping North Dakota last weekend at the Ralph. On Friday, Western shut out UND 4-0, getting 25 saves from Cameron Rowe and 2 goals and an assist from the nation's goal-scoring leader, Jason Poland. He paces the NCAA with 21 goals. The next night, WMU's nation-leading offense erased a 5-2 deficit to win 7-6. Luke Granger had 2 goals and 4 assists, a monster effort in a monster comeback. He became only the 3rd player in NCHC history with a 6-point game. The Broncos lead the nation with 4.33 goals per game. As noted earlier, CC split at St. Cloud State last weekend. On Friday, Tyler Coffey had 2 goals and Noah Laba had a pair of assists in a 4-2 win over the Huskies. Matt Vernon earned the win in relief of Caden Mberico. Vernon made 16 saves for his 4th victory of the year. This marks the first of 2 series between the schools this year. They'll meet again in Kalamazoo in mid-February.
Mayotte has done a good job of bringing in higher-end talent. So it's a more talented, deeper team than we've seen in the past. They have some high-end scoring for sure up at the top of their lineup. So it's going to be a tough weekend for us.
Also this week, Omaha is back on the ice of Baxter Arena to host Miami. The Mavericks pulled off a big sweep of visiting Minnesota Duluth last weekend, stopping the Bulldogs 3-2 and 6-1. UNO hadn't swept UMD in a series since November of 2015. Jake Pavanka netted the game winner late in the 3rd on Friday after the Dogs had battled back from 2 down. The next night, the Mavericks broke open a tight game with 4 goals in the final 2.5 minutes. Freshmen Ray Fust and Jacob Slipik led the way with 2 goals each. Fust finished the weekend with 2 goals and 2 assists to garner his first NCHC Rookie of the Week award. Miami is trying to reverse its fortunes after the back-to-back shutout losses at Denver. MU is just 3-7 in its last 10 games. The Redhawks can take some solace in recent history against Omaha. They're 7-2-1 over the last 3 seasons against the Mavericks, including a 3-1 record last year. This is the first of 2 series between the schools this season, with the Mavericks venturing to Oxford, Ohio on February 17th and 18th. Our final series of the weekend pits North Dakota against Minnesota Duluth in Grand Forks. After dropping both games to Western Michigan last weekend, UND now has just 1 win in its last 7 conference games. In Saturday's 7-6 loss, graduate student Chris Jandrick had a goal and 2 assists. His tally was one of 4 power play goals scored by the Fighting Hawks. Jandrick is tied for the NCAA defenseman scoring lead with 23 points. Meanwhile, in Omaha, UMD's goal-scoring struggles continued as the Bulldogs netted just 3 for the weekend, while UNO held leading scorer Ben Steeves off the scoresheet. UMD is averaging just 2.32 goals per game, 7th in the NCHC, and has dropped 6 of its last 8 conference games. This will be the only series of the season between North Dakota and Minnesota Duluth. Now to the standings. Entering the weekend, St. Cloud State trails Denver by 6 points. That means a sweep by the Huskies would put them in a tie with DU for first. A sweep won't be an easy task. The Pios have been swept just once this year, and that was way back in October at UMass. Omaha moved into 3rd with its 2 wins over UMD, and CC is just a point back with Western Michigan just 2 behind. Here's one last look at the schedule. It's a full slate both nights, and all 8 games this weekend can be seen live on NCHC TV. Don't forget to check out NCHChockey.com for news, scores, and stats from the weekend. You're now up to date and ready to go for another great weekend of college hockey. Thanks for watching the NCHC Morning Skate.